Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Film Club podcast, where every month we deep dive into a different aspect of cinema. Directors, actors, genre, or franchise, it does not matter, because it's always fun at the Film Club. I'm Dean.
I'm Boo.
And this month we're talking about animation, and this week we're talking about
Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island.
And in honor of Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island, we have a guest in on this episode. That's right. Alex, would you like to introduce yourself?
I'm back. Alex Leto is back.
He never really left.
I've been stuck in this studio ever since the last time.
It happens. It's a nice studio.
It is.
Not bad.
I do like the brick walls.
Very well. It's warm. It's warm for
Yes.
sure.
It is. So you have lobbied for Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island being one of the greatest films ever made for the 9 years I've known you, I think. I don't think, There Will Be Blood has gone down more than Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island in your rankings.
I feel the need to defend Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island more.
I want to know, Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island, when did this stand out to you as being a masterpiece? Why do you love it so?
When did it stand out to me, or why?
Yes.
Okay. When did it stand out to me? 1998.
Thank you.
A strong 3-4-year-old you was just in it.
2-year-old me.
Jesus Christ.
And why did it stand out to me? It's Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island. That's why it stands out.
Fair.
Strong. So I'm assuming you were a Scooby-Doo kid growing up.
Wow.
Alex just showed off how much of a stone cold badass he is. He's wearing Mystery Machine socks right now.
Yep.
He did. I mean, I don't think I have any Scooby-Doo related stuff in my wardrobe, so that's why I had to wear my monster shirt today. Like anything to tie me to this franchise.
I did try to find like a Scooby-Doo shirt that I could wear, but I couldn't find one. I didn't find, I could go to Target. I ain't gonna go to Target and buy one of their shirts, or Walmart or one of their shirts. I need something good, you know?
You should have worn your Amoeba tie-dye shirt.
It's got a huge hole in it.
Oh, it'd be like that.
That hole can only be filled by Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island.
Yeah, I mean, I wore a Jam Band shirt anyway, so I guess it kind of fits.
It fits.
It works.
But yeah, so we have Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island here. You brought the VHS from Warner Brothers Family Entertainment. This is a
Literal back of the box.
a relic of a different time.
Yes, it is.
So I'm going to read the actual back of the box here. The real box. Not the Wikipedia.
The crinkly box.
The crinkly box. All right. Get ready for far out fun in Scooby-Doo's brand new feature-length animated movie. Scooby-Doo, Shaggy, Velma, Daphne, and Fred reunite to solve the most frightfully funny mystery of their careers. The Scream team's headed to a haunted Bayou Island to investigate the ghosts of Moonscar the pirate. But it turns out the swashbuckler spirit isn't the only creepy character on the island. The Slews also meet up with cat creatures and zombies. And it looks like for the first time in their lives, these ghouls might actually be real. Bum bum bum. But yeah, so I'm just gonna throw this out here. I have not seen this movie in probably 15 years, maybe longer. Last time I saw this as a kid. So going in, I thought this was probably going to be okay. But the first note I have written down watching the movie is, this movie is all killer, no filler. This is one of the tightest and funnest movies I think I have seen in a long time. Do you feel that, going in? Is that why you like it? It's so efficient, how fun it is?
I mean, I've been watching it for so long, I can't really tell you the reason why it sticks out to me. The only reason why it sticks out to me now is because it's so freaking cool. It's awesome all the way around. And just, growing up with Scooby-Doo, that's like the closest you can get to an actual real movie until you had the real movie. And it's still better than that movie, which is still a good movie too, but...
Do you actually like the live-action Scooby-Doo movie? I haven't seen that movie in forever, honestly, so I don't know if it still holds up.
I don't remember the last time I watched it, but yeah, I like it, and I know I like part 2 as well, but it's been a long time since I watched those. That's a regular thing. Not only did I watch it last night, but I watched it a couple weeks ago.
Just cause?
Just because. I have it.
But, Miss Boo, were you a Scooby-Doo kid? Was Zombie Island one of your favorites?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I grew up watching the original cartoons, 98 when it came out. I saw it on VHS. I remember the first time I watched it on VHS, and it just kind of blew my mind. I do like the live action movie. I haven't seen part 2, but yeah, Zombie Island is the one that kind of just sticks out. And I know recently we bought, what was it, Batman and Scooby-Doo Adventures from like the 70s.
That's a great one with Adam
Yeah.
West, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great. I have that one too.
Yeah, we scored that one up the street at the record store for like 99 cents.
Mhm.
And it's like classic vintage Scooby-Doo, the good stuff. But it's like, yeah, Zombie Island is just near and dear to my heart. And really one of the best ones. And it's surprising that this is the first one released on, direct to video. And it was such a smash hit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's kind of weird because the Scooby-Doo brand, from my understanding, was pretty much relegated to reruns. Like, it didn't exist
Mhm.
for like a decade. And Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island was like their first try to like revitalize the series. Because the director is Jim Stenstrom. I think that's how you pronounce his name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jimmy Boy. Because he directed Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island, The Witch's Ghost, the what's the other one?
Alien Invaders.
Alien Invaders and Cyberspace,
Cyber
right?
Yeah, Cyber Chase.
Yeah, which those are like,
Those are the four main
he made.
ones. Yeah.
Mhm.
yeah, and those ones were the ones that kind of like revitalized the series. But it all starts with Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island, and it is definitely the best one of that era,
Yeah.
and it's probably also the darkest one,
Mm-hmm.
because this one feels way more I'm not gonna say adult. It's a Scooby-Doo movie, but it definitely does have a lot more of like a darker edge to like
It's the
series.
Dark Knight trilogy of Scooby-Doo.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. But yeah, like when you watched it, did it stand out to you as being a lot like spookier or darker than the other Scooby-Doo stuff?
Oh yeah, I mean, especially watching it now, because I've also bought Witch's Ghost and Alien Invaders. And Witch's Ghost, it still has that same kind of spooky vibe, but it definitely starts to lean more into the kid aspect again.
Mm-hmm.
And then Alien Invaders is kind of a banger too, but this one is just balls to the wall, Scooby-Doo, Christopher
Kino.
Nolan. Kino. Yeah,
You seem lost for words.
I am.
Oh,
No, I don't hear any film bros talking about this. So
or do you count yourself as a film bro?
hell no. I
Hell
hope
no.
not. I hope I don't come across as one.
You were literally wearing the Yankees cap right now. You got the mullet.
Yeah,
going.
but I actually like baseball, so
I see. I guess I'm gonna open it up to you. I need you to defend why this is a great movie.
I don't think he needs to defend.
Well,
I
not
don't-
to us.
I think
but
we
to the
need to
people out
we need to
there.
talk about the movie first
Yeah.
before we
Get into that.
yeah.
All right. So, the movie, in and of itself, how would you describe it to somebody who's never seen a Scooby-Doo movie before?
Like nothing about Scooby-Doo whatsoever.
Yeah. We'll say you know like the dog, kids, they solve mysteries. You never seen it. You never seen like a Scooby-Doo episode before.
Okay. You like movies?
Why? Yes, I do like me movies. Yes.
Well, check this out.
That would work for me. I mean, that's how, it came to me. It was like, oh, cool. Here's a new VHS tape and it's Scooby-Doo. You might like it.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, it blew my mind.
It's hard to imagine talking to someone who doesn't know anything about Scooby-Doo. I feel like people generally have the idea of what Scooby-Doo is and has at least seen some Scooby-Doo.
I mean, I know we just recently got a Scooby-Doo, another animated film,
Yeah.
like in the last few years.
Yeah, I don't keep up that much anymore.
Yeah, I stick with more like the old stuff, but it's like, the franchise just keeps, repeating over and over again. So
I think Scooby-Doo at this point is into like 45 films in the franchise, something like that.
yeah, I mean, the series launched in 1969. So from 1969 to 2023, we're still getting new content.
I think the only like new Scooby-Doo movie that I've watched or like made a point to watch was the one with Kiss.
Just because it has Kiss in
Because
it.
it has Kiss in it. And that made me so mad because it wasn't Ace Frehley and Peter Criss. It was the Spaceman and the Catman.
Oh.
Couldn't get the rights?
And I think, Paul and Gene were like, we don't want them involved. So, it's Tommy Thayer and Eric Singer doing the parts anyway, like they do live. But that's besides the point.
Not a fan of Kiss anymore after that one.
I mean, they just make me mad. But Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated, that show,
Banger.
2010 or whatever.
Yeah.
That's a great show. That's Zombie Island's the best. Mystery Incorporated as anything, it's the second best Scooby-Doo thing.
It-
Okay.
it is just wild to me because, you mentioned Scooby-Doo's been going on since like 66, right?
9.
Or 69?
She said it 3 times.
69. It is a pretty funny year. How did I forget? But it's been going on for forever at this point. And it's like, there's a bunch of these Scooby-Doo movies, like direct-to-video ones, made-for-TV ones. Like, they started making them in like the 70s. And in my experience, most of them range from either like pretty decent to like absolute like great movies. Like Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island is like an actual like great movie.
Oh yeah,
in my opinion. But there's some that are just like kind of okay. Like I think the cyberspace one where it's Scooby-Doo goes to cyberspace, where it's the computer program and the virus. That one I don't think is actually very good.
I haven't seen that one in forever, but I remember liking it. But I haven't watched that one in a while.
Were you also 8 at the time you watched it?
Probably.
That's probably why you liked it. Yeah, I don't think that movie actually holds up nearly as well as you think.
I mean, I liked that when I was 8.
Well,
I liked zombie. I liked it when I was 8. I liked it when I was 2. I like it when I'm 27.
It really works out. It really ties the room together.
Yeah, it does.
I'm just trying to figure out because they're like this is kind of like a magical thing because I'm watching it last night, right? Getting ready for the podcast, and I'm trying to figure out why it works. Because the movie, it's 77 minutes long. It's not very long. This is obviously something that was made for direct-to-video and to be shown on TV with commercials, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like, where do you put the commercials?
Yeah.
In fact, I've watched it on TV with commercials, and I'm like, that's not a very good spot for that.
Yeah.
It's not a good spot for that. Not a good spot for that.
And it's also a thing because it's 77 minutes long, but it feels paced like a normal movie.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like this was like something that they probably wanted to do like a theatrical thing, or the guys who making it were like, no, we're making like a movie. We're not making something for like little kids.
Yeah.
Because the movie's like the opening sequence, right? Where it, comes in, there's the big gothic castle, there's that long shot as they go in and like the credits are rolling. And I'm like, okay, this is like cool opening credits sequence. And then it kicks.
Spooky.
It's
very
spooky.
Monster Squad.
Very Monster Squad, very gothic. And then it, kicks in as like the chase sequence throughout. And then you have Third Eye Blind playing the punk rock or the alternative rock version of the Scooby-Doo intro,
which is the best version out of all the redos for all those movies.
Yeah.
I mean, the music in this is just fucking great.
Yeah, what is it? What is it, Dean? Tell me what it is.
A Terror Time. It is Terror Time.
But how would you describe the songs?
I wrote it down. The soundtrack is fire.
Just fire?
Just fire?
Okay, it's also it's a banger.
Okay.
This movie is a banger.
All right.
The soundtrack is a banger.
Oh, we got 3 times in a span of 2 seconds.
You guys just, again, I say that a lot because it's true. Would you say that the soundtrack is not a banger?
I would not say it's not a banger.
I got confused on that one. I don't
I
know
know
if that was a positive or a negative thing he said.
He's going to have to sit at home and edit this and be like, it was a banger.
What was he saying?
I'm so confused. Yeah, just watching this last night, I'm like, why does this work so well?
It's lightning in a bottle.
Thank you.
Well, you say lightning in a bottle, and I'm like, what's the lightning they captured here? Because it's a thing where it's like, it's a darker than the normal Scooby-Doo movies. The pace is really good, but I'm trying to figure out, like...
Lightning is lightning.
Don't question the lightning.
Everything about it is just perfect.
It is.
It's just perfect.
Just perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect opening. It's the old Warner Brothers logo with Bugs Bunny in the tuxedo. It just works.
Okay.
All the little aesthetics.
Maybe this will help you, Dean.
Sure.
Maybe this will help you. I know we haven't gotten to the talking of the casts and all that, but Luke Skywalker's in it.
He is.
Okay, that's something that also blew my mind. Like Luke Skywalker's
Adrian
in this.
Barbeau is in this.
Yes, yeah.
I saw that, and I was like, it's going through the credits.
And you're
like
expecting to see her, and you're like, where is she? Which one is it?
Yeah.
Transformative performance.
Very.
I was waiting for a cut of, Antonio Bay. I was like, we're going to get it.
Yeah, no, she's going to be there. She's going to be the DJ.
Mm-hmm. We do get pirates.
We do get pirates and zombies.
Yeah, and they do come out of the water. There's a little bit of a mist. Or fog, excuse me.
Yeah, no mist.
Also, I think that is something kind of weird that, it's a zombie movie, Zombie Island or whatever. But, like I'm saying, it's darker. There's also like the fact that there are dead people in this. People die in this.
There's
which is
cat
like
people.
really
There's
weird.
Cat people. There's
also,
dead people.
Yeah, and it's like this was a kids movie. Like you're not seeing gore or whatever.
That's the thing. It doesn't feel like a kids movie.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like a kids movie.
It does not feel like a children's movie. Like I can show most like little kids 99% of Scooby-Doo material. This one is like, this is probably give somebody nightmares if
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
showed like a 5-year-old this.
But maybe that's why I like it. Maybe it did give me nightmares and I liked it because of that.
I've noticed that a lot of like kids movies like back in the day were, there's always that one scene in them that's like traumatizing, like Willy
Mhm.
Wonka and the Chocolate Factory when they go through the tunnel,
Yeah.
Yeah.
or Pinocchio where the kid transforms into a donkey. This one's like anytime the zombies are chasing them, or anytime
When they rip the zombie's head off of
when
his
they
body.
rip the
Oh, yeah,
zombie's
I like
head
that
off the
part.
body,
Mhm.
yeah. And so I'm like, is that like a thing? Like, are kids movies just all the best kids movies have that traumatizing element in there? Did Walt Disney set a standard to fuck up kids? Is that what it is?
Maybe. But we also can't forget that Scooby in this movie helps put a Confederate soldier to rest.
Southern sympathizer, Scooby-Doo.
I thought about
that is
I,
in this movie.
I thought about I was watching I thought about that last night. I was like, I gotta bring that up.
It is also weird that I'm like,
Thank you.
I was like, okay.
so the Confederate soldiers are the good
They're
guys.
the
in
good
this.
guys in this one. That's why I like it.
Jesus. Oh.
But no Leonard Skinnerd.
No.
I'm a little disappointed. There's no Skinnerd in this.
Yeah. You know what? Fuck this movie. Sorry.
He's kissing the box. I didn't mean it, I
didn't mean
swear.
I didn't mean it.
Do you need to hold the box? It'll make you feel better.
Give it to me.
My precious.
Still smells new.
Smells like the 90s in here.
Oh. So why do you think like Scooby-Doo is so popular? I guess like the franchise is so popular.
Can't put it better than what Freddie Prinze Jr. said. I mean, it's a talking dog.
What? What?
I like that you even acted it out. Too.
Yeah.
He threw the hands up. He's
He
a
got
talking
really into
dog.
character.
Yeah. Have you ever seen that?
No.
There's like on the live action movie, they did like a series of like little interviews. Like, why do you think Scooby-Doo? Why do you think this? Sarah Michelle Gellar's like, oh, it's inclusive, this and that, blah, 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 this and that. And Freddie Prinze Jr. is like, it's a talking dog. It's not Citizen Kane.
He just like drops the facade of being like, guys, why do you think? Duh.
He
I
gave
mean-
a Dean answer.
Yeah. Like, I like it,
It's just cool.
But for me, I think Scooby-Doo's, it's a talking dog, but I've always liked, spooky stuff, like mysteries and all that. And that's another thing. I think with this one, it stands out to me because, the threat is real.
Yeah.
And like with the original Scooby-Doo's, like, yeah, the threat is real because you're dealing with criminals and all that.
Mhm.
But this brings it into like kind of Courage the Cowardly Dog territory where stuff is real. Like this stuff is out to actually kill our main characters as opposed to just, I'm just trying to steal some money, and if I get away with it, I get away with it. This is like
There's actually present danger, and there's actually feels like there's stakes in this. Like the whole like climactic battle, I guess, actually feels like there's a real chance that somebody might get like really hurt. Like kids movie, no one's gonna
yeah,
die, or our main characters aren't gonna die, but like somebody might actually get like hurt.
Mhm.
And I'm wondering like, because I think that's an interesting thing you said. Scooby-Doo feels like the first step to kids getting into spooky stuff, you
Yeah.
know?
yeah,
Like you can't show, your little kids like Friday the 13th or like
Why not?
because they'll end up like
Exorcist.
us.
Exactly.
What's wrong with us?
Exactly.
Well, yeah, like you can't show like a little kid like a lot of like super scary stuff, but Scooby-Doo is a nice like easy entryway to get into like spooky stuff, mystery stuff, gothic stuff, things like that.
Yeah, and then you give them this, and they're like, oh,
This is like my first hit of like adult horror, Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island.
yeah.
You're like, the zombie pirate really isn't the bad guy.
It's like I knew I liked him.
Mm-hmm. It's got a cool scar.
Moonscar.
Moonscar Island.
It's also interesting that all the zombies are or Moonscar's the bad guy and he's also the good guy in this.
Yeah. You were same thing with the Confederate soldiers. We're sympathizing with these terrible people.
Who
Who
showed
are-
up on the island and,
Yeah,
interrupted their dinner.
interrupted their dinner. Forced people to get eaten by alligators.
Which another thing where I'm like, this is a
in
lot
sepia
darker.
tone. I
Yes.
might have. It's sepia tone.
Stylistic choice.
Very, very
That's why I
stylistic.
said this movie's Kino.
It is. It's the definition of it.
We had a little throwback to Wizard of Oz with the sepia.
Mhm.
Could have gone black and white.
Could have, but they didn't.
This
That's
reminds me.
basic.
This reminds me a
Yes.
lot of Wizard of Oz actually, because I watched Wizard of Oz like 4 or 5 days ago.
Oh my God, he's never seen it before.
No, I've seen Wizard of Oz before, but last time I saw it, I was 6. So, it's been a minute.
I mean, it's on every year.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't gotten around to it, the rewatch. But I watched Wizard of Oz again, and this reminds me of it because Wizard of Oz feels like it's paced the same way, where it's a lot of isolated, just very good and interesting scenes that string together to make just a series of great, memorable moments. Like, this is like, again, the thing I'm obsessed about is how fucking efficient this movie is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's not really anything wasted. The whole mystery of it is explained if you just pay attention in the background.
Oh yeah,
It doesn't feel like hand wavy stuff. Like,
and then there's a really good twist. There's an actual twist to it.
yeah, and the twist actually. Okay, I think the twist does kind of come out of nowhere, but once it's explained, it's like, oh yeah, that's why all the zombies look like they're from different eras,
And that's why there's so many people missing when they go to the island.
Yeah, and it's
And
like
that's why there's so many cats on the island.
So many cats on the island, exactly.
yeah, and when they
Catfish too.
Yes.
catfish, and when they find the voodoo dolls beforehand, it's like, oh yeah, that's why the thing with like the glasses, cloth is missing, and all these
Mhm.
other things, and it's like the movie actually is revealing a lot of stuff to you visually and
Mhm.
not making any note of it, and it makes the mystery, like the twist reveal, like, oh yeah, that I guess that all actually makes sense, because at first I was like, this seems sloppy, but looking back on it, it's like, no, it's told like kind of geniusly.
You know, they mapped it out. They really
Mhm.
did.
Yeah,
They probably consulted Kubrick.
he was alive for this.
He was.
Do you think Kubrick saw this movie before he died?
What, do you think maybe he died because he thought he could never make anything as good?
He's
Died
like,
of a broken heart.
he's like in the final process of making Eyes Wide Shut, and he's like, this isn't as good as Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island. I guess I'm just gonna shit this out, and it's gonna be over.
I'm just gonna go to sleep and I'm not gonna wake up.
That's so dark. That is so fucking dark.
So yeah, animation month, Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo Animation Month. This is the Hanna-Barbera Warner Brothers animation block.
Yeah, I love seeing that when the movie opened. I'm like, Hanna-Barbera. You don't
Mhm.
hear that anymore.
Actually, yeah, like were you a Hanna-Barbera kid or a Disney kid?
I was mostly a Hanna-Barbera kid. I mean, I liked Disney, but Hanna-Barbera was where it was at for me. Love the Flintstones.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was a huge Jabberjaw kid.
Fucking bullshit.
I loved Jabberjaw
When
because I was a huge. I loved the Three Stooges when I was little too. So Jabberjaw thought he was Curly. So that's what I loved about it.
I see.
I mean, Curly is the best dude.
Jabberjaw?
Jabberjaw, man. Yuck, yuck, yuck.
Jabberjaw.
Yeah, I mean, it's Scooby-Doo with a talking shark instead. I like sharks.
Sharks are cool.
Yes, sharks are cool. Did they show Jabberjaw on Shark Week on Discovery?
They should, because it's hard to find Jabberjaw now.
Yeah.
Boomerang
that's-
doesn't show old cartoons anymore for some reason, except Scooby-Doo. Or they don't even show us old Scooby-Doo, I don't think. They show Looney Tunes and...
Like Johnny Quest? Or are they not
No,
doing
they
Johnny
don't
Quest?
they don't even show Johnny Quest
What?
anymore. They show, like... What did I just say?
Looney Tunes.
Looney Tunes and Tom and Jerry.
But it's like you can watch Looney Tunes on HBO Max. It's
Well,
like Boomerang's
you can watch
supposed to be...
most Scooby-Doo on HBO Max, right?
No, there's a lot. That's not on there.
Yeah.
Really?
I went on there looking to see what I could
Mhm.
find, but it doesn't even have that one. It doesn't even have Zombie Island.
Which is shocking because I mean, we just went to Warner Brothers recently and we got to see like all of the old catalog stuff. They had like actual like film cells from like the original show. And it was just like, isn't that, a partnership? And why don't they have like all the Scooby-Doo movies?
Yeah.
I mean, unless Warner's going to do like their own platform since everyone's doing their own platforms and streaming services. But someone, not you, but technically you, yeah. Someone got emotional at Warner Brothers Studios.
Unrelated to Scooby-Doo, yeah. Oh, they were showing the thing in the animation thing, and a clip of the Iron Giant showed up, like
Oh.
the ending,
Yeah.
and flies up. So, yeah,
I mean,
Fuck, I'm a
it's
grown-ass
the
man, I
Iron
can't
Giant.
hit me.
If you're not crying when you're watching, you're not watching it.
Bro, unrelated to this completely. So I'm watching Iron Giant for a different podcast from the long ago. And I'm like, I haven't seen this since I was, like, I don't know, middle school, if that. And I'm like, I was emotional at the ending, but I was a kid then. I'm a man now. It's getting to the end, and I'm like, this is going to be fine or whatever. And as soon as it's like, I see the missile go up, and he's like, you stay. I had to pause the movie. I'm like, trying to be like, no, dude. You're not going to fucking cry today. No, you're a fucking man. You're not going to do this. No tears. No tears. And I'm like trying to like harden my soul for like 10 minutes before I start the ending. Goes up and he's like, Superman. Closes his eyes. I'm a fucking crying child. I am inconsolable. Iron Giant is one of the greatest emotionally devastating films of all time. That movie. Perfection.
I cried when I saw it in theaters.
It's a beautiful film. Wait, you were one of the 15 people who saw it in theaters?
Oh yeah, me and my dad went to go see that, and we snuck in. No, I don't know which one we did first, but it was double feature. It was that, and it was my first R-rated movie in theaters. Was Detroit Rock City.
Okay.
Iron Giant. Detroit Rock City. Perfect double feature.
Love both of them. Iron Giant more so, obviously.
Trying to remember, did Iron Giant come out around the same time as Zombie Island?
99.
99?
Yeah, it was Warner Brothers was moving over from they were trying to like revitalize their animated studios. I
Yeah.
think because of Zombie Island, honestly.
Probably. They're probably like, that was so good, we should try to put it in theaters.
Yeah, because I remember I saw it on the big screen too, Iron Giant. But I remember having the VHS and having the one that had like the little Iron Giant that came with it.
Yeah.
The little figure.
Lucky.
But
I had that too. I don't have it now, but
Same.
I did rebuy the VHS like a couple years ago.
I know, I need to buy mine too. But it's just, kind of that cool moment in time where all these like animated, series were coming out and movies. But at Warner Brothers, they just show the clips over and over in this holding room that they kept us in until we got to go on the tour.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so interesting to see people older than us, people our age, and even children would stop and they would watch the cartoons and they'd laugh. And it's like, a lot of these, series are from the 60s and they still hold up till this day.
Oh yeah.
And, this movie's from 98 and, cartoons are very different now than they were back then. But people still love Zombie Island.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you could show it to anybody.
Sorry, I have to pee. I'll be back.
Good potty break.
Very good potty break.
Okay,
Sorry about
so Mac and me.
Yes, Mac and me.
Wait, is that what we're talking about
Yeah,
now?
that's what we're talking. Well, that's what this episode's about.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay. Sorry.
Another banger.
Sure. But fuck, what were we talking about before I walked away?
Oh, I was giving this, really heartfelt speech, and then you're like, 2 seconds, I need a bathroom break.
I'm sorry. It happens to the best of us.
You go in your cup like a grown up.
just mid recording, you just start hearing.
Just letting air out of the tires.
Easier.
It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah.
mhm,
Hold on.
yeah. let me top this off real quick. But yeah. So, the Warner Brothers stuff. I know that Warner Brothers animated stuff was pretty much subservient to Disney for the longest time, and then I don't know if it was actually Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island, but I know that when they started doing like direct to video or made for TV stuff again, this was kind of like we're testing the waters to see if the Scooby-Doo brand is still viable,
Yeah.
and also if we can really turn a profit making these direct to video things anymore, because this was super successful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I think the one before it was Scooby-Doo and Arabian Nights. I think it was 94, and that did not go well at all.
Yeah, because that's when it was still like really cheap, and it was more like a assembly line filmmaking.
Yeah,
right?
and I think that was the last one. That was the last one Don Messick did before he died, I think.
Yeah, and this movie is dedicated.
Yeah, it's dedicated
Yeah.
to him.
Yeah, because I think
He wasn't in this one, so.
And Casey Kasem wasn't in this one.
No, yeah, because Casey Kasem stopped doing it, too.
Well, he was also kind of like, yo, I don't like the whole crawfish thing because I'm a vegetarian.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was just like, really? That's how you're going to turn down a role?
But you know what? Scott Innes does a great job, I think. In fact, like, of course, Casey Kasem's, the best and the classic, and Matthew Lillard's great. But when I hear this Shaggy's voice in my mind, it's always lines from this movie, so it's always Scott Innes. So.
Yeah.
it is really weird that so much, because this was supposed to like relaunch the Scooby-Doo franchise, Scooby-Doo series, and like almost all the cast either like just didn't want to do it or like retired or things
Or
like
people
that.
have passed on.
Yeah, I think because the only original cast member that kept going was Frank Welker.
Frank Welker.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And if Frank Welker's not in the Scooby-Doo thing, I don't pay attention.
He almost got like kicked off the project because they're like, your voice sounds different. Like, your voice doesn't sound right as Fred. He's like, I've been doing it longer than you've been alive. I know what
It's the
Fred
same
sounds
voice.
like. I know what I'm
Fred
doing.
fucking Jones.
Fred fucking Jones. Where's my hard R Scooby-Doo movie? Where's that?
I want to do a TV show like that, but
The Velma series is not boding well for you.
Frank Welker's not in it. I mean, he doesn't do Fred. If Frank Welker doesn't do Fred's voice, I'm not there. Except
He literally just said that a few minutes
unless
ago.
it's a pup named Scooby-Doo, because that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But Frank Welker's not involved doing a voice. I didn't watch Scoob. He did the voice of Scooby in Scoob, but he didn't do the voice of Fred. So I don't care.
Very interesting criteria.
If you have one of the original people to be in your thing, get him to do the voice he was hired to do originally.
Also, the heart wants what the heart wants.
You guys are just having so much fun.
This
aren't
is the
you?
only one Billy West did the voice of Scooby.
Which is weird because he's a good Scooby.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is the only one. Unless they, I know he didn't do it for the sequels, but I mean, he might have done it other times, but he was Don Messick's replacement, but then everything after this, it was Frank Welker doing Scooby and Fred.
Interesting.
You can see the wheels slowly turning.
Well, they're turning because I'm like, because I want to talk about like why Zombie Island works so well. But again, it's all these things where it's like it's just kind of it just works because it works. You
Mhm.
know, it's one of those things where it's like, well, why does the sun come up? Because it does. Like,
That's why we said don't question the lightning.
I want to question the lightning. We're on a podcast, for God's sakes. That's what we do.
Hasn't your family been hit by enough lightning in their lifetime?
Yes, my grandfather was struck by lightning twice.
Your grandfather's the guy from Benjamin Button, the guy who keeps getting struck by lightning.
No, maybe actually, I'm gonna look into that. I found out that I might be related to Dale Hennessy from like the Warner team.
I think you're gonna say Dale Earnhardt. I was like, I believe it.
And, you know, us, you know,
Senior, not junior.
senior, not junior. No, we're related to the Intimidator. Thank you very much.
I'm all jacked up on Mountain Dew.
Whoa,
Ow!
what? That's the other thing. Like, this is based in like the South, and they're going really hard into the whole Southern
Oh, yeah.
culture thing, right?
Even the score.
New Orleans.
Nolans. Yeah,
The score is great. The score is great.
I forgot how good the score is.
the score, the music in this has no right to be as good as it is.
The food fucking looks good.
That was something I was getting mad at because I was sitting there. It's a fast-paced movie, but I was starving by the time the
Oh,
movie
yeah.
was over. I was like, I need to eat something right now. I'm like, this is killing me.
Even those stale Scooby snacks were good.
Yeah. I was like, I'll take a whole box of those. I don't care.
I like how they have like the stale Scooby snacks, and I'm like, is this metaphor for something? Oh, because like the old stuff's gotten stale. They need something new to spice it up. What's gonna spice it up? Peppers and crawfish.
That's right.
That's
Mhm.
what's gonna do it. That's gonna
Wash it
spice
down
them
with
up.
that Creole potato salad.
Creole potato salad. I'm need to ask my grandma to make some Creole potato salad.
She's just going to throw you some potato salad. She's like, here, it's Creole. I made it.
I mean,
Sure.
okay, the gorgonzolas.
Yes.
Those looked fantastic. I've never even had gorgonzola.
Oh, it's good.
I hope so, because they make it look good.
I mean, that whole room. And then the guy that runs the room, he's like, oh my God, you guys ate all the contraband.
There's a couple of gorgonzolas left.
Mhm.
You're a couple of gorgonzolas.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Like the movies really obsessed with food because Shaggy and Scooby.
Yeah, Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
But it's also like interesting because Scooby and Shaggy are TSA agents, and I don't think I trust Scooby and Shaggy to be TSA agents.
Well, not now. Not now.
No.
Not now.
It was a different time.
It was.
You have to remember,
In 1998, we were a simpler time.
there was no metal detectors at that airport yet.
They had food detectors.
Yeah, they had food detectors. Scooby and Shaggy.
You remember a time?
If Scooby and Shaggy were working on 9/11, it never would have happened. You heard it
No.
here first.
That's what I wanted to get to. All right, because Scooby and Shaggy could have saved the world, but no, they had to go back to solving mysteries.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And that's another kind of adult element to this where, we open with classic Scooby-Doo. They're, hunting down the monsters and figuring out the monsters are really people, not the monsters. But then we see them break up and just kind of being sad.
Mhm.
Velma's running a bookshop by herself, and, Daphne and Fred, they have their show, and Scooby and Shaggy are TSA agents. But it's all like, I miss the gang.
Oh yeah.
I miss the adventures.
She's selling the Hair Razor series.
Yeah, it's like,
I loved that because she's like saying, it's like, oh, the hair razors, got it. And she starts listing off the names of the
Mhm.
books, and they are like goosebumps would kill for some of these book names.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my word.
I just love that they're living this monotonous life, and it's like, you know what? Let's round up the gang. Let's, get fired from our jobs and forget, the monotony of everyday routine.
I mean, even Fred and Daphne, they've got great jobs.
Yeah.
Great jobs, and they're just like, I miss the old life.
They're ghost hunters on the Sci-Fi Channel.
If they had a ghost hunting show on Sci-Fi, I'd watch it.
Sam.
Okay. Is the original Scooby-Doo series just reenactments for the Fred and Daphne show? If we're going to do in-universe shit, go super meta on it?
Well, I wouldn't say they're reenactments. That's what they did before. It's just,
Yeah.
it's
They're just
them.
continuing the work.
Yeah, it's just because she doesn't I don't remember how she did it. How does she tell those stories? Because when they're going through all the mysteries before they get to Zombie Island, like they're filming everything.
Yeah.
They didn't film everything back in the day. It was 1969.
Just show up to work.
Yeah,
Wait, are you saying that
I'm
Daphne
saying they
and
haven't-
Fred are like in their mid-40s?
yeah,
here?
they were in their 40s there, maybe even 50s.
What is the fucking Scooby-Doo canon actually? Like, how old are they supposed to be?
In Mr. Incorporated, they're in high school.
So
I want to say they're like seniors in high school.
So when this is like Fred like 22 or whatever?
I would say probably, yeah, 22, 23.
I mean, they're always referred to as kids.
Yeah,
You meddling kids, not you meddling college students.
there is something that I watched. It was a Scooby-Doo thing where they're like, we're not kids. Can't remember what it was.
He's like, I drive a van across the country. I'm obviously not a child.
I take vitamins every day.
Yeah, I take vitamins every day.
I go to sleep at a sensible hour.
I just got my prostate checked.
Jesus Christ. So yeah, Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island.
Yeah, but I don't know how. I mean, in this, yeah, I imagine them as young adults in this. You know,
Yeah.
they're not. Obviously, they're not in high school in this one.
Fred's not wearing, the...
doesn't have his ascot.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's
that's
interesting.
another thing. The little costume changes,
Mm-hmm.
they work.
It's very subtle because that is kind of like in my brain how I denote the eras of Scooby-Doo.
Mm-hmm.
Because like there's like the classic look, right? And then in this, like Fred's basically dressing like,
A young man.
middle-aged dad, and kind of trying to recapture his youth, and that's like his run for this series of movies. But I love how Shaggy just green shirt, brown pants.
iconic.
That's it. That's
It's
all he
iconic.
needs.
Same with Velma.
Velma.
She doesn't really change that much.
Mhm.
Daphne's, she looks more businessy than
More Gale Weathers.
more Gale Weathers. Yeah,
Than regular Daphne.
because that's what she is.
When are we getting the Scream and Scooby-Doo crossover?
I mean, we've had plenty of, fan artwork
Yeah.
where they combine the two and it looks amazing.
There's a few Instagrams I think I follow that do that.
I think Matthew Lillard would be dying for that script.
Maybe that's why. Well, never mind. I don't want to talk about Scream. Not everyone's heard it yet, seen it yet.
Wait, which one? The first?
Any of them. Just some people might not see any of them.
That was
and
like our
they-
first episode, and I think we went back and did a
Yeah,
whole
we did.
retro on the Scream series.
Yeah, we just need to do the most recent movie.
Yeah. But actually, what is your opinion on Matthew Lillard's portrayal in the Scream series, and then coming over to Scooby-Doo?
It's Matthew Lillard. He's a great Shaggy. He definitely is a great Shaggy, and I love the first Scream movie, and I think he's great in the first Scream movie. So
All right.
Agreed.
that's the only Scream movie I really like. So
Really?
yeah,
I'm fond of like 2 and 4.
I don't remember 2. I don't remember 3. I remember not liking 4, and I know I don't like 5. But this new one was okay.
Wait,
Okay,
wasn't
it was-
this one 5?
This one
No.
was 6.
This one was 6?
Yeah.
We saw 5.
Oh yeah. You didn't like 5?
No,
Hmm.
I thought it was annoying.
I remember I came out of it like lukewarm, and I grew to enjoy it. But you liked it out of the gate, right?
Yeah.
I like that it threw shade at Ryan Johnson.
Yeah. That's always nice.
Yeah.
Okay, he didn't kill the Star Wars, the new movies, but everyone killed that one. He was involved.
Yeah, I still blame JJ.
He didn't have a plan. That
That's
was the
why I
biggest
blame
problem.
him. That's why I blame him.
Always have a plan.
That's why his shows are good for a season, and that's it.
And like Scooby-Doo and Zombie Island, they had a plan.
Yeah, they did.
They had a plan.
Jim
did.
Stestrom knew what he was doing.
I think that's another reason like I really like these groups of movies and Zombie Island is because it really does feel like there's like an actually like creative like person involved.
Yeah.
And you're like, this is like denotable. Like most of the Scooby-Doo stuff before this is kind of like almost interchangeable, like kind of generic.
Mm-hmm.
You can
So
only
let's just get it out there.
yeah, like Scooby-Doo Arabian Nights and Scooby-Doo meets the Boo Brothers. I'm like,
Oh.
they're
Uh-oh.
animation style and like they're almost interchangeable. Scooby-Doo and the Boo Brothers is a fantastic movie though. Don't get me wrong.
And Ghoul School.
Ghoul School is
Mhm.
great. Scooby-Doo and the 13th Ghost. That is
one's-
one of my favorite series.
That was all right.
It's Vincent Price in it.
And then what's
I
that?
don't like it.
What's the other one? The Reluctant Werewolf.
Yeah. Reluctant Werewolf is great.
And you have to give it to the attention to detail in those ones because Shaggy has a red shirt.
Because that was his
That-
uniform for like
That's
oh,
their
this is the
solo.
movie,
Their
right?
solo stuff. Yeah.
Isn't that like a? That is also kind of weird because this is the first one that actually has the whole gang in the movie because all the other ones were Scooby and Shaggy, right?
I'm pretty sure Arabian Nights was all of them.
Was
I don't
it?
remember. It's been so long.
Yeah.
Not,
mean-
not doing your due diligence.
It's Scooby-Doo and Zombie Island. That's where I start. I go back to the old shows, of course.
Mm-hmm.
The original Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? And what's the one where they meet all the people like, with Batman?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I love
yeah.
those. You know, the Addams Family,
Yeah.
Dick Van Dyke.
Scooby-Doo meets the Harlem Globetrotters.
Yeah, the Harlem Globetrotters. That's a good one.
Meets
Yeah.
him like 6 times.
Oh yeah, but my favorite of those is the Batman one, obviously. Ones, because that was a few times. But yeah, that I do like a pup named Scooby-Doo. But from Scooby-Doo, was it Scooby-Doo and Guess Who? Or
Guess Who Scooby-Doo?
Yeah.
from then to Zombie Island, pretty much everything in between is kind of a blur, except for the Reluctant Werewolf, Boo Brothers, Ghoul School, all that stuff.
The really early like 70s ones.
I think those were 80s.
I'm pretty sure Scooby-Doo meets the Boo Brothers is 70s.
It had to be after the Blues Brothers.
Well, I mean, no, Scooby-Doo and the Boo Brothers, that was like their first one. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but that was after 13 was it the 13
13
Ghosts?
Ghosts?
Yeah, 'cause
13
that was
Ghosts of Scooby-Doo.
70s.
Alex is right. 87 for Boo Brothers.
87?
Yeah.
What the? Was that? I'm pretty sure that was the first one.
Boom.
I did get owned by that one. That is true.
When did the other ones come out?
Got wrecked.
Are you guys feeling good so
I love Scooby-Doo.
You love Scooby-Doo?
I love Scooby-Doo.
Same. Ghoul School was 88.
That's
Okay.
the year of the best Metallica album.
Wait,
what were
Ride the
some of the other
Lightning
ones?
didn't come out there.
Shut up, Dean.
Dude, Ride the Lightning's the better album, all right? You can like Kill 'Em All you want. Ride the Lightning's the best album.
Kill 'Em All ain't the best one. It's Injustice for All.
Bullshit.
And even if it was Kill 'Em All, Ride the Lightning's after. So get your years right, bro.
Reluctant Werewolf, 88.
The
Same.
year of Injustice for All.
Not the best Metallica album.
And so we said Reluctant Werewolf, Ghoul School, Boo Brothers, and what? Wasn't there another one? Did we say another one?
Oh, well, I said like Arabian Nights, but we know when that came
Yeah,
out.
screw that
94.
one.
Yeah, but it's one of those things where those movies have a very different style, and it does. And I'm not sure if they were all made by the same guy, but they definitely don't feel like Scooby-Doo and Zombie Island. Zombie Island feels very unique in the canon. Like this one feels like it's made in a whole different world than the other movies.
Even compared to the ones that follow it, which do a very good job following it, this one feels like it really is its own thing.
Why do you think that is?
It's lightning in a bottle.
Exactly.
I can't tell you. I don't know who could tell you or not. The animation, the casting, the
tone.
writing, the tone, just everything about it.
I mean, we were the VHS kids. We were, the ones where our parents would buy us like a cheap VHS and, here, watch it.
Yeah, watch this for a couple hours.
Yeah, and, sometimes there were some bangers. And then, there was other times where it's like, I could tell why this was direct to video because it was kind of crappy. But this one, I mean, for being a kid's movie, it just feels like there's so much more to it. It resonates with children, but it also resonates with adults where you sit there and you're kind of engrossed in the story. And,
Oh, yeah.
what do you mean these cat people have been around for 200 years and they've just been kind of using this town to basically suck the lives out of them?
As a Dusk Till Dawn style plot.
Yeah, it's like what you said earlier. Like it's a good like push towards real horror, but also like real storytelling. Like it's not just horror. Like it's good filmmaking.
Again, the quality of this does not feel like direct-to-video.
No.
Mm-mm.
The quality of this feels like a real movie. And it's like, I've seen like direct-to-video movies before, like the Tremors sequels, right?
Yeah,
Like the first one, like that was a real theatrical movie. The second one is like,
feels less theatrical, but it's still kind of there.
yeah, it's still kind of there. Like the effects aren't that bad. By the time you get to Tremors 3, 4, 5, they're
Four's the prequel, right?
4's the prequel, it's
Okay.
the Old West, and those
That
ones,
should have been the best one.
and it's only like the third best one.
Yeah,
But those ones really do feel like you can tell these were made for like TV, and even
especially Sci-Fi Channel.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. Oh my, there's so many movies you can watch on like those the shitty like Sharkman versus Octopus or whatever that used to be Sci-Fi Channel's like originals. All of them are bad, but there are some that are just Kino bad. They are like room level bad. That I wish they just came out with like Criterion box sets of made for Sci-Fi Channel
Oh, yeah.
movies, because they would be monstrously entertaining. But Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island.
I have a feeling that the title of this episode is going to be Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island. Why is this so good?
No, it's okay. I'm the one that, captions things.
Yeah.
So
Why is
we're
this so
good.
good?
Well,
Come and listen to Dean say banger 15 times, and why is this so good?
why is it so good? I do
A
not
whopping
understand.
42 times.
We need video just to get his reactions of why is this so good, and his eyes being like, 2 times bigger than they are right now. But why is this so good?
Well, it's like I write stuff about, I watch all these movies, I do like my little thing, and I'm like trying to figure out, I'm like, it just works, you know?
We're talking about why it's so good. Yeah, that's why it's so good.
But why?
But why is it so good?
Well, because every time it's like lightning in a bottle, and it's like we're getting there.
Thank you, Alex. I'm happy that you were here for this episode because we've had so many movies that we reviewed where they're just good because they're good.
Mhm.
There's no rhyme or reason. It's amazing.
Why is There Will Be Blood better than No Country for Old Men? There's no reason for these things. It just is the way it is.
One, you're wrong. No Country for Old Men is a better movie than There Will Be Blood.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Okay, why is Back to the Future so good?
The casting for one. I
Okay,
mean,
we said that
it's
with
so good.
with this.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Back to the Future is a story that really gets into the heart of what it means. Fate versus destiny, and it's a movie
Yeah,
that really talks.
This one does too.
Fate versus destiny in Zombie Island.
Yes.
Really?
It
Yeah,
was
okay, I'll see
fate that Mystery Inc. came to be.
Yeah.
They broke up, but Destiny put them back together.
And it's also fate that they found Lena willing to take them to Zombie Island so they could not only solve a mystery, but stop a murderous spree.
this gross injustice to this small town.
Southern justice.
Creole justice.
Creole justice.
Okay, yeah, I guess I get your point.
This movie has Luke Skywalker in it.
There are movies that he is in that are not good.
Yeah,
right?
Star Wars, but we're talking about Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island here.
He
Not
is
all
the
Star
Joker.
Wars. Not all Star Wars.
Not all.
Just
Star.
to clarify to our listeners, not all Star Wars.
Just the newer ones.
Just the newer ones.
He's Joker in the animated series.
Yes, he is, which is great.
He's Mark Hamill in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
He is Mark Hamill in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
I love Mark Hamill.
Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, also not a very good movie.
Yeah, it's not that great.
Yeah.
But Mark Hamill, though.
Mark Hamill's great in it.
I've always said Kevin Smith is a 50-50 director, and I think I've come around to he's like a 10-90 director now. Like only 10% of his movies are actually very good.
I think Jersey Girl is the second best.
I love that movie.
I think Jersey Girl's great. My favorite's Dogma.
Yeah, Dogma's really good, and Jersey Girl's, I think it's a lot better than people gave it credrit for.
Oh yeah, but
I saw that in
why
the
is it so
theater.
good?
It's got Affleck and J-Lo.
Okay, J-Lo is not any reason why that movie's good. He killed her in like the first 10 minutes.
And it broke my heart. They were so happy.
Just because you like Jenny on the Block?
No, I've liked her since Selena days.
I've never seen Selena.
George Carlin plays a grandpa.
He does.
Well, George Carlin elevates everything he's in.
Well, that's why it's good.
And there's a production of Sweeney Todd.
Would this be better
Yeah.
if George Carlin was in it?
No, it's
you
fine the
sure?
way it is.
It's perfect.
It's
You
perfect the way it
can't
is.
change it. Like we were saying, like
You know what would make it better? 13 extra minutes.
no, I was gonna say, we were talking about the length of it. You know how it goes by, it works. I was thinking, oh, if it was longer, it wouldn't be as good. There's no fluff. There's nothing to trim. There's nothing to add.
It's all killer, no filler.
You said it in the beginning,
You kind of answered your own question.
I did answer my own question.
and now you're refuting your own claim.
I am.
This is Dean in a nutshell.
It is my thing. I confuse myself sometimes. I'm my own mystery. But yeah, like honestly, yeah, it is just all killer, no filler. Like this movie is just 77 minutes of great shit on screen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Did you have anything you wanted to add?
Terror Time.
Yeah, it dawned on me that Third Eye Blind didn't do all the songs. Like,
No.
I guess another
Yeah.
band called Skyclave did.
Sky Cycle.
Sky Cycle. They did Terror Time and what's the other song? Because the other song's also fucking good.
Yeah, the doo doo
Mhm.
doo doo doo. Another spooky night. It's like it's fake or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
'Cause the ghost is here.
I really think that this is the soundtrack of our youth.
It probably is. I need to find this on CD.
Yes.
That's
I
the
don't-
thing about this era. All these movies have great soundtracks.
Yeah, and they all like were released with the soundtracks. Like every movie had their freaking CD to come with it
Or cassette.
or cassette.
Ooh, that'll be the hunt. The cassette.
Oh yeah,
I want the vinyl.
they need to re-release it on like a glow in the dark vinyl or something.
Ooh.
Actually, that's kind of weird. This movie is fucking hard to find now.
He found it for $1.
I found it for $1.
Well, yeah, you found the VHS for $1 in Amoeba. Like, I don't know. Like, is this streaming anywhere?
It used to be on Netflix. It was on Netflix not too long ago, a couple years ago.
Yeah, because I mean, I know I found like the DVD at like an FYE. Like,
yeah, I found the DVD. It's the double feature of that and Alien Invaders. I don't know why it skips over Witch's Ghost, even though that's the next one. But I found that at work.
Yeah, it's not that hard to find. I mean, I'm looking at listings right now: Barnes and Noble, Amazon.
but is there a Blu-ray?
No, there's no Blu-ray release of it.
Is there a 35mm print of this?
There has to be.
It has to be somewhere.
I would hope so.
And you know what? Since I've bought it on DVD, every time I've watched it, I've opened the DVD, but I've never watched that DVD. I've never watched it because if I'm gonna watch Zombie Island or Alien Invaders, I've got the tapes.
Yeah.
You know, like that's kind of an interesting thing because there is something about watching something on VHS that it's almost like vinyl, where just there's a different feeling to watching the movie.
Yeah,
That like fuzz where things aren't as like
it's a good kind of
defined.
crusty.
Yeah. It's also a thing where like some sci-fi movies you need to watch them on VHS
Oh,
or
yeah.
the effects just do not hold up.
Or like Evil Dead 2.
Evil Dead 2 looks way different if you're watching it like squared off VHS version versus like the fucking Blu-ray.
Remember I tried watching Troll 2 on Amazon Prime, and I was like, this looks too good. I like this movie. This is too good. I have to turn this off.
I watched Troll 2 like I think I was on that thing where it's like every movie nerd is like, I want to find like the worst movie ever made, you know? Like I want my opinion on what's the worst movie. And I watched Troll 2 and I'm like, this isn't that bad. Like it's weird as shit, but it's kind of funny.
I think it's so crazy how I had like a genuine reaction to it because I watched part 1 because it was on like Showtime one time.
Mm-hmm.
So me, my aunt, and my cousin, we watched it. We're like, this is pretty good, you know? It's not good, but it's pretty good. Then one day Troll 2 was on. We're like, no way, there's a Troll 2? We loved it. It's terrible, but we loved it.
I've always wondered that about like, you know, movies so bad they're good or whatever. I'm like, well, if they're so bad they're good and you enjoy them, so they're a good movie? Like they're a good movie because you like them. Like, is a bad movie have to be completely like, I hate this?
I don't know. I guess it's like a personal thing, but like everyone says The Room is so bad, it's so good. I cannot sit and watch The Room. I could watch like the YouTube edits of, you know, the best parts of it.
Yeah.
I could watch that any day, but the whole movie is just so dreadful.
His stipulation to me dating him was, I can't date you yet until you watch The Room. And
you stayed.
I stayed. I watched it, and I watched it on YouTube with.
That's how I watch it on YouTube.
Yeah, but it was like
you watch it with like the Riff Drafts commentary.
Yeah, and it was like people eating soup, so you could hear like spoons, and they'd laugh, and I'd be like, okay, this is kind of awesome because these people are making it more memorable.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I ended up really liking The Room. I'm trying to think, what's like your favorite like terrible movie?
I think we talked about it last time. I don't think it's a terrible movie. I genuinely enjoy it. Is The Lone Ranger.
Oh, that's right. I thought
Oh,
you were
I
going
thought
to
you were
say
going Mac and Me.
Okay,
You did say
well,
you did say Lone Ranger last time.
I know we were
No, you did.
talking about Lone Ranger, and you were getting ready to jump over the table at me.
Dude, that movie is so fucking bad.
I love that movie. That movie's awesome.
Really?
Yeah, Mac and Me's great too, but Mac and Me, no one says it's bad anyway. So
What about you, Dean?
I mean, like
it's Mac and Me.
It's not Mac and Me. Well, like The Room, I enjoy, and it's like The Room is weird because it's like I'm watching it. And it's like this is like not well made, but it's fascinating.
You also have the poster signed. You have the DVD signed.
Or Blu-ray signed. I met Tom Wiseau and got him to sign.
You also
merch.
met Tom Holland.
I did meet Tom Holland, not Spider-Man.
Best story ever.
We'll get to that when we do Fright Night again. We'll get to that. But yeah, the Room is one of those movies I find like more fascinating than bad. Like watching that movie is like so weird. I'm like legitimately just like almost like intrigued by how like weird it's made.
Uh-huh.
But a bad movie that I absolutely love that I acknowledge is trash is Smokin' Aces.
I haven't seen that in forever.
I'm doing a thing where I'm watching a movie every day of this year. I got to day 100 and I'm like, this is a momentous occasion. There's only one movie I can like watch right now, and I watched Smokin' Aces. Ryan Reynolds is in it. Ray Liotta's in it as the two buddy FBI agents. Chris Pine is in it as a Nazi.
I saw that in theaters.
I'm so jealous of you right now. But yeah,
and that's the only time I've seen it.
No,
And I don't remember it.
The movie is like it is like an incompetent Tarantino movie.
And, Tarantino and Guy Ritchie movie.
Yes.
I think I saw it because me and my dad thought it was a Guy Ritchie movie.
It throws off Guy Ritchie vibes like so hard, but it's one of those things where I'm like, the action and the concept and the premise is so fucking cool to me. Like, oh, all these assassins are coming together to kill this guy, and it's like, oh, it's a competition. I'm like, that's so cool. And all the assassins are like weird, and like they're not like hitmen, they're like super villains, and I'm like, this is like a wild superhero movie, right? But yeah, the plot makes no fucking sense. The twist, I think, objectively makes the movie way worse, but it is a 2-star movie. I will give 5 stars to every day. Like, I fuck with that movie, and I don't know why. But yeah, what about you, Boo?
Respectable.
Smoking Aces.
Oh, mine's terrible. Grease 2.
Ugh.
Grease. My favorite Smoking Aces, and I feel sorry for you.
I'm with Dean on this one. I can't do Grease 2.
I don't know why. I just like it. It's stupid, but I like it.
But like, okay, when I think about the Lone Ranger, though, like,
It's got Johnny Depp.
It's got Johnny Depp. Like, I don't think of it as a bad movie that I like, because no one talks about how bad it is now. You know what I mean? It's kind of just forgotten.
Yeah.
But like Grease 2, it's hard to find someone who likes Grease 2. I now know 2 people who like Grease 2. My mother.
I was gonna
my mother
say.
likes Grease 2. I don't know why, but
Maxwell Caulfield.
maybe. I think she just likes Grease anyway. So I mean, I love the first Grease. First Grease is a masterpiece.
Yeah. I mean, that's a masterpiece. I haven't seen the new Pink Lady series. Are you gonna watch it?
What?
There's a Pink Lady series?
Yeah.
This is the first I've heard of it.
Yeah, through Paramount. They're doing this whole, kind of like a prequel to Grease and how like the Pink Ladies came to be, and it's very over the top, like, old Hollywood musicals. So I'm kind of interested stepping into that, but I don't know. We'll see.
Weird.
Yeah.
Can we just leave things alone?
I know.
Bro,
I know. That is my crusade too.
I'm
Just
getting
leave
ready
the
to start
originals.
picketing because they're going to remake Lord of the Rings.
They're remaking Lord of the Rings. They're going to do Harry Potter.
They're doing Harry Potter as like, I
The
think they said
TV
10
show.
years.
Yeah.
They're going to take 10 years to do like the whole TV series. And I'm like, yeah, good luck with that, brother. I think they were all, it was like the same thing Amazon where they were making like the Rings of Power and they're like, we're spending $1 billion to make this. And I'm like, could any of that be for the writing instead of for all the effects that don't look as good?
But the Harry Potter one, it's going to be 7 seasons, a season for each book, which initially does not sound like a bad idea.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, okay, cool, fine, whatever. But why?
Mm-hmm.
Why? What's wrong with the movies?
I can understand wanting to condense like Harry Potter down to make like, if you made like a supercut of Harry Potter that was like 6 hours long, I would probably like find that interesting. But expanding it, I don't know how much you can really pump up and make more Harry Potter out of the books. At least the first 2.
See, I feel the opposite. I feel like since not everything from the book was adapted, it makes sense for them to do the TV show. I've never in my life ever heard anyone say Harry Potter needs to be shorter.
I've heard it before.
From yourself?
Yeah,
No,
I don't know who the hell's telling you that, Dean.
No, I swear. Well, I swear to God about this. I've heard people say
I need
like,
names.
Oh, God,
I need names.
I don't want to get anybody shot. All right, but I'm just saying I don't agree with this. I like what it is right now. I think it's like a really well paced and well told story. But I'm like, okay, like the last 2 could have been condensed into like one movie.
Yeah, it could have been one movie.
Mhm.
Right, and I'm
I
like,
still like the first part of
Yeah.
those ones better than the second part.
Same.
yeah, I think that's everybody. But it's like, okay, and the second one, Chamber of Secrets, I'm like, okay, this seems like you could have like probably tightened this up and it could have like spun in and made like 1 and 2 like one movie. I think that would have been like functional. And it's things like that.
I'm not buying it.
You're not
I'm not into that.
You're not into that?
No.
You don't think that you could condense Harry Potter into a tight trilogy instead of an 8 movie franchise?
You can't condense 8 into 3.
No.
What about 8 into 4?
No.
No.
8
You-
into 5. You can condense 8 into 7, and that's as far as we'll go.
Alex is gonna leap across the table and strangle you.
Order of the Phoenix is way too fucking short.
Yeah.
That movie is way too short. That movie itself just needs more. That's why it's the worst one.
You think Order of the Phoenix is the worst? one?
There's not enough pottering going on. It's not. none of them are essentially the book, obviously.
Yeah.
But that one is by far the worst adaptation of all of them, in my opinion. And it's just not enjoyable. It's the best book. It's probably the best book.
Goblet of Fire is the best book.
Probably. Probably. I Order of the
Granted,
Phoenix.
I've only read up to Goblet of Fire.
Order of Phoenix is like that size,
Yeah,
right?
it's
it's a thick book.
Size of a phone book.
Yeah, it's like a thick Latino, you know. But
it is the size of an average Stephen King book.
But then the movie, you just get a little skinny white girl.
Yeah.
It's not cool.
There's no flavor to that.
We were catfished into that movie. But Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island.
Scooby-Doo on
Why
Zombie
is it
Island.
so good?
Well, okay, it's a Warner Brothers movie, right? So this is technically related, right?
Yeah.
It's related, but
Warner Brothers
but I
owns
was
these things.
I was also talking about worst movies that we like because there was actually a sequel to Zombie Island.
Oh yes,
Return to Zombie Island.
A direct sequel.
Yes.
Which
It came out in 2019.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen it?
No.
Just because you refuse?
It's just I don't see
Why we need to return?
why we need to return, and also it's weird because starting from Zombie Island to I think probably like the Loch Ness Monster one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Monster of Mexico and Loch Ness Monster one. Those two are the first two to like kind of differentiate from the first four, from Cyber Chase all the way to Zombie Island. But I feel like they're starting to now just each one is its own thing with a very loose connection
Mm-hmm.
to each of the other ones. And I don't know how the Zombie Island is just gonna tie in. I've seen plenty of videos about it, and I'm like, ooh, no, I don't like that. I've seen like clips of it. Ooh, I don't like that.
Yeah.
And it's just once I saw what it actually was, even though I didn't want to watch it initially, once I saw what it actually was, I was like, that's not really a sequel. That's kind of just let's just get people excited, just to watch it.
Yeah, because I've seen Return to Zombie Island, and if Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island is the best one, Scooby-Doo Return to Zombie Island is like one of the worst ones. It is like not even close to being as good. It also looks like way cheaper than
It looks
this.
disgusting.
This was like old school, like hand-drawn animation, like cell animation. Scooby-Doo on Return on Zombie Island had like computers and shit, and it looks worse.
That's another thing with Scooby-Doo now is that all animation in general, in my opinion, it's all that same style of like weird kind of humor.
Yeah.
Which
It's made for kids.
I like weird humor, I love Gravity Falls, and Gravity Falls kind of falls into that genre or whatever, but I feel like every show tries to do that kind of like weird, quirky humor, and it just for me it doesn't work for Scooby-Doo.
I mean, actually going back to Zombie Island, the humor in this is it's weird because it doesn't seem like it's humor made for like little kids. Like there's not even like a lot of jokes in this.
No.
Honestly,
It's pretty serious.
Yeah, like it opens and we get like classic Scooby and Shaggy. They're all the comic relief in this.
They're the only,
Yeah, like Fred is played pretty straight. Daphne is played really straight. Like she is, Gale Weathers, right? And Velma for the most part is the only actual like detective here,
Mhm.
right? But it's like the humor in this is pretty like low. The vibe in this has a lot of atmosphere in it.
Oh yeah.
Which is really interesting because I think when I was going in, I thought this would be like a comedy. Like it would be like way funnier than I remembered it. I don't know. Like it's this movie is such a fucking weird standout to all these things. But yeah, like
but why, guys? Why?
But why is it so good?
Well, I know what it's so good. But yeah, I'm just pointing out like this doesn't even feel. This seems like way ahead of what the other cartoons like the Scooby-Doo stuff was at that time.
Mm-hmm.
But it still feels like we don't have anything like this now.
It was the dark and gritty reboot before we got dark and gritty reboots.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yes, I'm
Okay,
agreeing.
okay,
Yeah.
right.
I'm yes,
I was
I'm
like-
agreeing with you.
I said, yeah.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I agree with you.
I love this movie.
Yeah, it's
It's a good movie.
lightning in a bottle.
And it still holds up. I know that was a concern of yours.
It's always a concern when I watch movies from my childhood if it's going to hold up. I have not gone back to any of the Air Bud movies for that exact reason.
Yeah, I haven't watched Air Bud in a long time.
Yeah.
I refuse to because I watched all the Air Bud movies when I was a kid.
What about Air Buddies?
Yes, yes. If it came out before the year 2003, I watched it.
I think I said 2010.
No.
I got a little concerned.
I thought it was say
No, no.
2023.
Yeah.
No, because
He goes, I secretly go alone to watch the new Air Buddies movies.
God, that's like the thing. It's like, yeah, he doesn't hide his porn, but he does not want me knowing he watches Air Buddies.
Get out! I'm watching Space Buddies.
Leave me alone.
There's like so okay.
There's a lot of those.
You want to talk about interconnected universe, right? Okay, Scooby-Doo has like 42 movies, like something like that. There's a lot of like Scooby-Doo movies. The Air Bud franchise, cinematic universe, I think they're up to like 60 movies.
That's ridiculous.
I swear to God, you count all the original Air Bud movies, you count all the Space Buddy movies, you count all those ones. It's like 60 movies.
Yeah.
It is something ridiculous. Hellraiser blushes at the number of sequels Air Bud has.
And I bet you Air Bud has better sequels.
Than Hellraiser?
Maybe.
Oh, probably.
I mean, they have so much. There's got to be some better ones.
But Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island. You big fan?
Banger.
It is a banger.
Banger.
All right. Well, I guess that's Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island, everybody. Alex, would you like to plug anything before we go?
I've got nothing to plug. Just watch Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island.
On repeat.
On repeat. If you can find it on VHS, that is the best way for your viewing pleasure.
And
if I need to rent it out, it's a $2 rental.
And if you could find the soundtrack.
If you can find the soundtrack, I'll let you rent it for a week for free.
Yeah, 2 thumbs up from me. Amazing movie. Still holds up.
5 out of 5 Gorgonzolas.
Yes.
I've literally spent this entire podcast being like, why is it so good? It is a perfect object. Yeah, highly recommended. This is a 5-star movie. This is as good as Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, Toy Story, Spirited Away. Yeah, this movie's great. So yeah, where can they go to see us for the next movie?
Well, I think we need to plug the next movie.
Oh, cool. What is the next movie? Because I don't know what it is.
I had a feeling you didn't, but Animation Month, brand new month, new theme. Also, we're doing something different this month. We're doing guest episodes for the entire month.
Yes, we are.
And we have a special guest next week because you're kind of related to him.
Oh, yeah. Also, thank you for laying that out because I forgot who it was. So, yeah, my brother Randy's showing up next week.
Nice.
And we're going to be talking about another banger from the past, Page Master.
I have that on VHS.
Me too, somewhere.
Same. Yeah, Randy, I was going through our movie collection or whatever from when, we were kids. I was throwing out movies that didn't play or were broken. And I was like, oh, cool, Page Master. And I'm like, it looks kind of messed up. And I'm about to go, toss it. My brother's like, no. You keep Page Master. And I was like, are you sure? Like, the tape's kind of fucked up. No. Keep Page Master. And I was like, Randy, we have 2 copies. Keep them both.
Well, no. Also, you were giving some of my nephews some of your old DVDs or ones that you had, duplicate copies of. And you were going to put Page Master in there because, that's a great film for kids.
Mm-hmm.
And your brother was like, absolutely not.
Fucking loves Page Master.
It's a good movie.
He has not seen it, though, since he was a wee lad, and he has been dreading this rewatch. He doesn't know if it's going to hold up. He doesn't know if it's gonna be good. So I'm very excited to see.
So we need to go buy my nephews a copy of Page Master.
Yes.
But if you want to listen to us on a different platform than you currently are, you can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and YouTube.
Yeah, you can find us on YouTube at the Film Vault. That's the Film Vault on YouTube. You can comment, subscribe. We do slideshows of these podcasts, and eventually we'll do videos. But if you wanted to find out when we did that, you can go to all of our socials on
just Instagram, where we post
Instagram.
Daily stories, upcoming episodes, random adventures we go on.
And with that,
thank you.
We'll see you next week on Zombie Island.
Have a good week, everybody.
It's going to be terror time again.